Times Square is very busy. It's filled with tourists. It's filled with street performers, theater goers, because you have Broadway down there, and even people, those cartoon characters dressed up, trying to get you to give them a donation in exchange for a photo. You have some of everyone in Times Square. It's the same thing online. You have some of everyone showing up in inboxes and DMing people and actually, doing lives and showcasing their business. So let's think of Times Square like it's the marketplace, right? So let's say you go down to Times Square and a random individual comes up to you and says, "Hey, would you buy my service?" Now, think about your experience as a consumer. You're probably going to say no, because number one, you don't trust the person enough to purchase the service. After all, you've never seen or heard of them before. Number two, you don't need the service at that moment. And even if you are interested just a little bit or need what they have to offer, you'd probably say no because they're just asking you to buy their service. And that's just typically how our brain works as a consumer. Yet most forms of advertising you come across in many of the traditional methods of marketing are a direct invitation or request for you to buy something, and that something is your service. On the other hand, let's say you have a street performer in Times Square, right? And there's tons of them. If you've ever been to Times Square, there's tons, you do not have a shortage of street performers. And let's say the street performer first captures your attention when you see a crowd around them. So naturally, you walk over because you're curious about what they're doing and why is everyone interested in what they're doing. And so you come over to be nosy, right? Then you witness them delivering some sort of performance or entertainment. If the person delivers a good performance, they've given you value. So you may find yourself even giving them money, even though you've never met them before and you did not travel to Times Square that day to give money to random street performers you've never met before. It's the same thing with your prospective customers. When they experience value from you, you go from a random business to a trusted resource that they're willing to do business with, even if they've never heard of your business before. And the concept of value changes everything when it comes to marketing. So here's an example of a landing page. I'm sure you've all seen your share of landing pages if you've been in business for a while or you've spent any time on social media. This individual, in particular for this example, is giving away a free ebook or a free guide on how to do Facebook contests and promotions. And they're asking people to give their name, email, and some information about their business in exchange for this free ebook or guide. Now, once the person opts in, they'll get an email containing the link to access this free item, whatever it is they requested, the free guide, the free ebook. Now, some business owners will also email, for a few days, 5 days, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, or even call someone after they request the free item. This was once one of the most effective marketing methods, by the way. And a lot of marketers, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of coaches, consultants, business owners, period, still use this method of marketing. You could even, quadruple your leads when you combine your paid ads with this method maybe a few years ago. Why? Because of the opportunity to continue marketing to the person using their contact information, which is their name, email, phone number. Once you have that information, you can send out additional campaigns, you can continue sharing about your business. And this is why this method has been so effective over the years. The problem with this method is we're relying on the person to stop what they're doing after they opt in, stop what they're doing, check their email messages, read the ebook or guide. And if the person doesn't take action after receiving the ebook, or maybe they can't even find it by the time they make their way over to their e-box or inbox, or maybe they even forgot that they even opted in. By the time all of that transpires, and you have to hope your email didn't land in spam, you're not getting any traction. They've forgotten about you. And worse, they don't take any action. The action, which was to book an appointment or schedule a strategy call, whatever your path is to close a sale, they're not going to take action because they either never got the guide, didn't have time to read the guide, or they're just no longer interested. Landing page funnels have been the gold standard for years and have been, deemed the highest converting method for generating leads and sales with online marketing campaigns. But that's not the case anymore. Having personally used landing pages in the past with my business, and also what I've seen in the last 6 years or so when it comes to the average opt-in rates for landing pages, it's just not cutting it anymore. So for every 100 people that make their way to your landing page, only about 23 people opt in. We're not talking about buyers. This is just the opt-in rate, which is the number of people that will give you their contact details in exchange for something. Now, what I've found in recent years is there's something actually much more effective than landing pages, and that's chat automation. So speed to lead is the time it takes you to connect with a lead once they express interest in your business. That interest can be expressed by them calling you, emailing you, filling out a form on your website, or from a Facebook ad, or some other method. Regardless of what method of marketing you use and how much, money you spent acquiring the lead or time you spent acquiring the lead, the longer you take to respond to that lead, you're going to lose it. And you're less likely to turn that lead into a paying customer. Where landing page funnels actually fail is you're waiting for the lead to get around to checking their email, reading your ebook before getting back to you. In the time it takes for them to actually do all of that, they're not taking action with you. So the possibility is very strong for them to move on to one of your competitors.